What if I told you that a simple cup of tea could restore rock-hard erections even after turning 60? Imagine waking up tomorrow morning feeling confident, knowing that your body still has the power and circulation you thought was lost to age. I'm Dr. Henry Carter, a board-certified urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men reclaim their sexual health. I've treated thousands of patients who believed their best days were behind them until they discovered natural science-backed methods to improve blood flow and enhance performance. Over the next few minutes, I'll reveal 3 specific tea blends that have helped my patients see noticeable results without relying on prescription medications or invasive procedures. These teas harness potent botanical compounds that support vascular health, boost nitric oxide production, and fight inflammation. By the end of this presentation, you'll understand exactly why these ingredients work, how to prepare each blend for maximum benefit, and how simple lifestyle tweaks can amplify their effects. So sit back, relax with a warm cup in hand if you can, and let's dive into the natural urologist-approved approach to regaining the firmness and confidence you deserve. Why erections weaken and how teas address the issue. As we age, it's common for men over 60 to notice changes in their erections. But contrary to popular belief, it's rarely just aging that's responsible. The core issue lies in circulation. Over time, arteries gradually stiffen and endothelial function declines. The inner lining of blood vessels, called the endothelium, becomes less efficient at producing nitric oxide, the molecule that tells smooth muscle in the penis to relax and fill with blood. Without sufficient nitric oxide, blood flow is compromised, making it harder to achieve and maintain firm erections. Hormonal shifts complicate the picture further. Testosterone levels tend to dip gradually after 50, which not only affects libido, but also influences nitric oxide synthesis. Lower testosterone means reduced support for the vascular system. At the same time, chronic low-grade inflammation can develop, often driven by factors like high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, and oxidative stress. Inflammation releases cytokines and other signaling molecules that damage endothelial cells and restrict microcirculation. When you combine stiffened arteries, less nitric oxide, and inflammatory stress, the result is a downward spiral for male sexual health. Blood vessels in the penile tissue may not expand fully, resulting in erections that feel soft, inconsistent, or fleeting. Many men assume this decline is irreversible, but research and clinical experience show that improving vascular function can restore firmness even after 60. This is where specific teas come into play. Herbal and botanical compounds, particularly flavonoids and polyphenols, can support vascular health in several ways. First, they act as antioxidants, scavenging harmful free radicals that damage endothelial cells. Second, certain phytochemicals directly stimulate nitric oxide production, helping blood vessels relax. Third, anti-inflammatory properties help curb chronic inflammation, protecting the delicate network of microvessels that feed the penile tissue. For example, hibiscus flowers are rich in anthocyanins, plant pigments that have been shown in clinical studies to reduce blood pressure and improve flow-mediated dilation, a measure of how well arteries expand in response to increased blood flow. Green tea contains catechins that enhance nitric oxide availability and protect against oxidative damage. Turmeric's active compound curcumin has potent anti-inflammatory effects, and when combined with black pepper's piperine, its absorption skyrockets, meaning more curcumin reaches the bloodstream to support endothelial function. By drinking these teas consistently, you deliver concentrated doses of vasodilating and anti-inflammatory compounds directly into your system. Over weeks of regular consumption, your endothelium begins to respond more effectively, producing more nitric oxide and allowing arteries to relax more fully. As inflammation subsides, small blood vessels open up, improving overall circulation. In turn, this revitalized blood flow can help restore firmer, more reliable erections. Understanding the science behind these herbal interventions is crucial. While no tea alone works like a prescription medication, combining these potent botanicals with healthy lifestyle choices can produce significant sustainable improvements. In the next sections, we'll explore each tea blend in detail, how to prepare them, why they work, and what benefits you can expect as you incorporate them into your daily routine. Tea number 1, Hibiscus and Ginger Blend. Let's begin with our first tea, a powerful hibiscus and ginger blend. Picture this: bright crimson petals of hibiscus steeping in near boiling water, releasing a tart, refreshing aroma. Now add the warm, invigorating fragrance of freshly grated ginger. This combination does more than delight your taste buds. Together, hibiscus and ginger form a potent botanical duo that supports healthy blood flow and helps revitalize endothelial function. Hibiscus flowers are packed with anthocyanins, natural plant pigments that give the petals their ruby red hue. In clinical studies, these anthocyanins have been shown to lower blood pressure by relaxing the smooth muscle lining of arteries, improving flow-mediated dilation by approximately 7% on average in older adults. That means your blood vessels can expand more easily, allowing greater volume of blood to reach penile tissue. When you think about firmness and sustained erections, improved arterial flexibility is a game changer. Ginger brings its own arsenal of benefits. The pungent compound gingerol has been widely studied for its ability to stimulate nitric oxide production. By enhancing nitric oxide availability, ginger helps smooth muscle cells in blood vessels, relax, further boosting circulation. It also contains potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties that help protect the delicate cells lining your arteries from chronic inflammatory stress. Combine that with hibiscus's vasodilating qualities, and you have a synergy that addresses both circulation and inflammation simultaneously. So how exactly do you prepare this blend for maximum potency? First, gather 1 tablespoon of dried hibiscus petals, preferably organic and free of additives, and roughly 1 inch of fresh ginger root. Peel the ginger and grate it finely so that you extract as much gingerol as possible. Bring about 2 cups of filtered water to a near boil around 95 degrees Celsius. Add the hibiscus petals first, allowing them to steep for 2 minutes. Then stir in the grated ginger and continue steeping for an additional 3 to 5 minutes. Steeping for a total of 5 to 7 minutes ensures you extract both hibiscus anthocyanins and gingerol compounds without creating excess bitterness. After steeping, strain the liquid into your favorite teacup. At this point, you'll notice the vibrant red color and rich aroma. Some gentlemen find the initial tartness of hibiscus to be sharp. If that's the case for you, feel free to add a teaspoon of raw honey or a thin slice of lemon. These minor tweaks preserve the tea's health benefits while making it more palatable. Remember, avoid adding excessive sugar, as high sugar intake can counteract some of the vascular improvements we're aiming for. For dosage, I recommend 1 cup every morning on an empty stomach. Drinking it first thing in the morning allows your body to absorb the active compounds before eating food, which can sometimes interfere with bioavailability. Over the first week or 2, you may not notice dramatic changes immediately, but by week 3, many of my patients report firmer morning erections. Consistency is key. Aim to drink this hibiscus and ginger blend at least 5 days per week for 4 to 6 weeks to evaluate its full impact. A quick safety note, hibiscus can act as a mild diuretic, so ensure you're hydrating appropriately throughout the day. If you're taking prescription medications, especially blood thinners or antihypertensive drugs, check with your physician before beginning any new herbal regimen. Ginger, although generally safe, may sometimes interact with certain anticoagulant medications, so it's always best to confirm compatibility with your healthcare provider. In my practice, I've seen men in their late 60s who struggled with soft or inconsistent erections make notable progress within a month of consistent use. One patient, Mr. Thompson, age 69, described his first week. "I didn't expect much, but after 2 weeks, I noticed I woke up more energized and my morning firmness returned to what I remember at 50. That's the power of targeted botanical compounds working in harmony. So to recap, hibiscus petals provide vasodilating anthocyanins, ginger root boosts nitric oxide, and reduces inflammation, and a pinch of natural sweetener can mask any tartness without undermining the health benefits. Steep in near boiling water for 5 to 7 minutes, drink daily on an empty stomach, and stay consistent. Over time, the microcirculation in your penile tissue improves, arterial flexibility increases, and you're well on your way to firmer, more reliable erections, all starting with a simple cup of tea. Tea number 2, Ginkgo, Biloba, and Green Tea Fusion. Now let's move on to our second powerful blend, Ginkgo Biloba and Green Tea Fusion. Picture yourself holding a teacup filled with warm emerald green liquid that carries both the subtle vegetal aroma of green tea and the earthy, slightly nutty scent of Ginkgo biloba leaves. This fusion leverages 2 well-researched botanicals to create a synergy that further supports nitric oxide production, enhances microcirculation, and shields blood vessels from oxidative damage. First, let's discuss Ginkgo biloba. For decades, ginkgo has been revered for its circulation-enhancing properties. Ginkgo leaves contain flavonol glycosides and terpene lactones that act on the microvasculature, tiny capillaries throughout the body, including those in penile tissue. By improving blood flow at the capillary level, ginkgo helps deliver oxygen and nutrients more efficiently. In clinical studies, ginkgo has been shown to increase blood flow velocity in peripheral arteries by up to 20%. When these compounds reach penile vasculature, the result can be a noticeable improvement in firmness and duration of erections. Next, green tea brings its own unique benefits. Rich in catechins, particularly epigallocatechin, galate or EGCG, green tea promotes nitric oxide synthesis within the endothelium. Nitric oxide is the key vasodilator that tells smooth muscle cells lining arteries to relax, allowing increased blood flow. EGCG also combats oxidative stress by neutralizing free radicals that would otherwise damage endothelial cells. This dual-action enhancing nitric oxide while protecting the endothelium makes green tea an ideal partner for Ginkgo biloba. So how do you prepare this fusion for maximum efficacy? Begin with 1 teaspoon of high-quality loose-leaf green tea. Avoid overly processed tea bags as they tend to have lower catechin concentrations. Then measure 1 teaspoon of dried standardized Ginkgo biloba leaves. Make sure the extract is at least 24% flavonol glycosides. Heat approximately 2 cups of filtered water to around 80 degrees Celsius. It's important not to use fully boiling water as temperatures above 85 degrees can degrade green tea catechins and increase bitterness. Once your water reaches 80 degrees, add the green tea leaves, first stirring gently to allow them to unfurl. After 30 seconds, add the ginkgo leaves and continue steeping both together for an additional 2.5 to 3 minutes. Total steep time should be about 3 to 3.5 minutes. Steeping beyond 4 minutes can release tannins that create astringency, making the tea overly bitter. After steeping, strain the infusion into your teacup. The liquid should appear a vibrant greenish hue with a mild, inviting aroma. If the flavor feels too grassy or slightly bitter, you can stir in a few drops of raw honey, just enough to balance the taste without overpowering the natural compounds. Some gentlemen prefer a slice of lemon to brighten the profile. A squeeze of citrus can also slightly increase catechin absorption. However, avoid adding sugar or milk as dairy proteins can bind to catechins and reduce their bioavailability. For dosage, I recommend enjoying 1 cup of this Ginkgo biloba and green tea fusion in the mid-afternoon around 2 to 3 o'clock, when your body may need a gentle energy boost without the jitters of strong coffee. Consuming it after lunch also ensures that you're not relying on oral supplements or medications late in the evening if you have trouble sleeping. By sipping this fusion consistently 5 days a week, you allow the combination of ginkgo's microvascular support and green tea's antioxidant action to work in concert. Over a 4 to 6 week period, many of my patients begin to notice a subtle but steady improvement in overall circulation. Their legs feel less heavy during walks, their hands and feet stay warmer, and most importantly, their erections become firmer and more reliable. One patient, Mr. Lee, age 71, shared that he started drinking this fusion 3 times weekly. By week 5, he reported not only more frequent spontaneous morning erections, but also greater confidence during intimacy. That feedback aligns with peer-reviewed research showing that ginkgo combined with antioxidants yields a measurable uptick in circulation markers. A quick safety reminder, ginkgo can interact with blood-thinning medications, increasing bleeding risk. If you're taking anticoagulants or have a bleeding disorder, consult your physician for personalized guidance. Additionally, some individuals may experience mild gastrointestinal discomfort or headaches when first introducing ginkgo. If that occurs, you can start with half the recommended dosage, half a teaspoon of ginkgo leaves, and gradually increase over a week as your body acclimates. To recap this Ginkgo biloba and green tea, Fusion leverages ginkgo's vasodilating flavonoids and green tea's catechins to support nitric oxide production, improve microcirculation, and protect endothelial health. Steep at 80 degrees Celsius for 3 to 3.5 minutes, enjoy 1 cup mid-afternoon, and remain consistent for at least 4 weeks. Combined with the hibiscus and ginger blend from our previous section, this fusion becomes a cornerstone of a comprehensive natural strategy to restore firmer erections after 60, all starting with a simple cup of tea. Tea number 3, Turmeric and Black Pepper. Infusion. Our third tea is a turmeric and black pepper infusion, an earthy golden brew that delivers potent anti-inflammatory and circulation-boosting benefits. Picture warming a small pot on your stove with bright yellow turmeric swirling into near boiling water, followed by the fragrant steam of freshly cracked black pepper. Together, these two ingredients work synergistically to enhance endothelial health, reduce oxidative stress, and improve the overall vascular environment necessary for firmer erections. Let's begin with turmeric, the golden root revered for centuries in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine. Its active compound curcumin has been extensively studied for its anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and vascular protective properties. Curcumin inhibits inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha, which if left unchecked, can damage the endothelial cells lining our blood vessels. By reducing this low-grade chronic inflammation, curcumin helps maintain the smooth muscle function necessary for vessels to dilate properly when nitric oxide signals arrive. However, curcumin on its own has notoriously low bioavailability. That's where black pepper comes into play. Black pepper contains piperine, a naturally occurring alkaloid that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. When piperine and curcumin are consumed together, piperine inhibits certain digestive enzymes that would otherwise break down curcumin too quickly, allowing more of this powerful compound to enter the bloodstream intact. This combination ensures that the turmeric you drink actually gets to work where it's needed, repairing and strengthening the vascular lining. Now here's how you prepare this infusion for maximum potency. Start by measuring 1 teaspoon of high-quality ground turmeric, preferably organic, free from fillers, and add it to 1 cup, approximately 240 milliliters of filtered water. Heat the water to a gentle simmer around 95 degrees Celsius, then whisk in the turmeric powder until it disperses uniformly, creating a rich golden liquid. Next, add a pinch of freshly cracked black pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, to the simmering infusion. If you want to enhance flavor and add another layer of vascular support, consider dropping in a small cinnamon stick. Cinnamon offers additional circulatory benefits by helping regulate blood sugar and supporting arterial flexibility. Allow the mixture to simmer for about 5 minutes. This extended heat exposure ensures you extract as much curcumin as possible while allowing piperine from the pepper to fully integrate. After 5 minutes, remove the pot from heat and strain the liquid through a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth into your favorite mug. The tea should have a warm yellow hue with a faint steam rising in aromatic profile, blending earthy turmeric, spicy pepper, and subtle cinnamon notes. Many gentlemen find the raw flavor of turmeric to be slightly bitter or astringent. To balance the taste, I recommend stirring in a teaspoon of raw honey or a drop of maple syrup, just enough to mask bitterness without negating the health benefits. Avoid refined sugar or dairy-based sweeteners, as excess sugar can impair vascular improvements, and dairy proteins may bind to curcumin, reducing its bioavailability. If you prefer a dairy-free creamy texture, splash in a tablespoon of unsweetened almond or coconut milk. Just be mindful that even non-dairy milks can slightly affect absorption, so keep additions minimal. For optimal results, drink this turmeric and black pepper infusion in the early evening, about an hour before dinner. Consuming it before a meal allows curcumin to enter your system without competing nutrients, and it also primes your body for restorative processes during sleep. Aim for 1 cup at least 5 nights a week for 4 to 6 weeks. Over that period, you'll give your vascular system a consistent supply of curcumin and piperine to combat inflammation, protect endothelial cells from oxidative damage, and maintain healthy arterial flexibility. From my clinical experience, patients who adhere to this regimen often notice subtle improvements in circulation within 2 weeks, feeling less joint stiffness and increased warmth in extremities. By week 4, many report firmer, more consistent erections, attributing their progress to this golden brew's ability to nurture vascular health from the inside out. One patient, Mr. Alvarez, age 73, described his first month. "I was skeptical at first, but by the end of week 3, I felt more energetic during evening walks. Then I noticed firmer erections without any prescription meds. It felt like my body had awakened again." A brief safety note: turmeric is generally well tolerated, but high doses can sometimes cause mild stomach upset or interact with blood-thinning medications. If you're on anticoagulants or have gallbladder issues, consult your physician before beginning this infusion. Start with a half teaspoon of turmeric and a smaller pinch of pepper for the first few days to gauge how your body responds, then gradually increase to the full recommended amounts. In summary, this turmeric and black pepper infusion provides a powerful duo of curcumin's anti-inflammatory and vascular protective properties, boosted by piperine's absorption-enhancing effect. Simmer 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric with a pinch of black pepper for 5 minutes at 95 degrees Celsius. Strain and enjoy early evening with a light natural sweetener if needed. Over weeks of consistent use, you're supporting endothelial repair, reducing inflammation, and paving the way for stronger, more reliable erections, one golden cup at a time. Brewing protocol and lifestyle enhancements. Now that you know the 3 tea blends, hibiscus and ginger, ginkgo and green, and turmeric and black pepper, let's talk about how to brew each for maximum potency and how to amplify their benefits through simple lifestyle adjustments. First, precise brewing matters. Hibiscus and ginger blend heat filtered water to just below boiling around 95 degrees Celsius. Add 1 tablespoon of dried hibiscus petals and steep for 2 minutes before stirring in 1 inch of freshly grated ginger. Continue steeping for an additional 3 to 5 minutes. This 5 to 7 minute steep extracts anthocyanins and gingerol without turning the tea overly bitter. Strain into your cup and, if needed, balance the tartness with a teaspoon of raw honey. Remember, consistency is key. Aim for this tea first thing in the morning on an empty stomach to optimize absorption. Ginkgo and Green Tea Fusion. Heat filtered water to approximately 80 degrees Celsius, any hotter, and you risk degrading green tea catechins and creating undue bitterness. Add 1 teaspoon of loose-leaf green tea, allowing it to unfurl for about 30 seconds before adding 1 teaspoon of standardized dried ginkgo biloba leaves. Steep both together for a total of 3 to 3.5 minutes. Steeping beyond 4 minutes can draw out tannins that make the infusion harsh. Pour into your teacup, and if the grassy undertones feel too strong, add a few drops of raw honey or a thin slice of lemon to brighten the flavor. Sip this fusion mid-afternoon after lunch, so the steady release of catechins and ginkgo flavanol glycosides supports nitric oxide production when your body naturally experiences a post-meal dip in energy. Turmeric and black pepper infusion. Bring filtered water to a gentle simmer around 95 degrees Celsius and whisk in 1 teaspoon of high-quality ground turmeric. Let the turmeric disperse fully, then add a pinch of freshly cracked black pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. If you wish, drop in a small cinnamon stick to add depth and extra circulatory support. Allow this golden mixture to simmer for 5 minutes. Simmering longer ensures you extract the maximum amount of curcumin and piperine without scorching the spices. After 5 minutes, remove from heat and strain through a fine mesh strainer into your mug. If the flavor is too earthy or bitter, stir in a teaspoon of raw honey or a drop of pure maple syrup to balance the taste without undermining the tea's vascular benefits. Drink this infusion in the early evening, roughly an hour before dinner, to prime your body for restorative processes during sleep. Brewing accurately is just the first step. To truly optimize these tea's benefits, integrate complementary lifestyle practices that support vascular health and overall well-being. Begin with light daily exercise. Aim for at least 20 minutes of walking, gentle yoga, or low-impact stretching each morning. These activities promote healthy blood flow, reinforce endothelial responsiveness, and reduce stiffness in joints, making it easier for your body to respond when blood vessels receive that nitric oxide signal from our teas. Even a brief 5-minute stretch session before breakfast can help circulation wake up alongside your hibiscus and ginger blend. Your daily diet also plays a pivotal role. Focus on whole nutrient-dense foods, leafy greens like spinach and kale, healthy fats such as extra virgin olive oil and avocados, and lean proteins like grilled fish or skinless poultry. These foods provide the vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats that support endothelial repair and hormonal balance. At the same time, minimize processed carbohydrates and refined sugars, which can spike blood sugar and inflammation, 2 factors that undermine vascular health and counteract the benefits of your tea regimen. Hydration is another cornerstone. Drink 8 to 10 cups of water throughout the day to maintain optimal blood volume. Adequate hydration helps transport the phytochemicals from each tea through your bloodstream, delivering them efficiently to target tissues. Consider carrying a reusable water bottle and sip regularly, especially on days you begin your hibiscus and ginger blend, since hibiscus can have mild diuretic effects. Stress management cannot be overlooked. Chronic psychological stress raises cortisol levels, which over time contributes to endothelial dysfunction and reduced nitric oxide production. Incorporate at least 10 minutes of deep breathing exercises or mindfulness meditation each afternoon, perhaps immediately after sipping your Ginkgo and Green Tea Fusion. This brief pause not only calms the nervous system, but also supports healthy blood vessel function, allowing catechins and ginkgo flavanol glycosides to work more effectively. Quality sleep further complements these efforts. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of restorative sleep nightly. During deep sleep stages, your body repairs and regenerates endothelial cells, enhances hormonal balance, and consolidates the benefits of daytime nutrition and botanical interventions. A simple nightly routine: dim lights an hour before bed, avoid screens late at night, and sip your turmeric and black pepper infusion early enough to prevent bathroom interruptions can make a significant difference. Finally, be mindful of medication interactions. If you're on blood-thinning drugs, antihypertensives, or other cardiovascular medications, consult your healthcare provider before making any major changes to your diet or herbal regimen. While these teas offer profound support for vascular health, certain compounds, especially those in ginkgo or turmeric, can interact with prescription medications. Your physician can advise on safe dosages or timing adjustments. By combining accurate brewing techniques with light exercise, a balanced diet, proper hydration, stress management, and quality sleep, you create an optimal internal environment for your body to harness the full power of these tea blends. Over 4 to 6 weeks of consistent practice, you'll lay the groundwork for improved endothelial function, heightened nitric oxide production, and ultimately firmer, more reliable erections naturally and sustainably. Testimonials and Nitric Boost integration. Over the years, I've seen countless men skeptical about simple teas, but their stories tell a different tale. Take John, a 65-year-old retired engineer. He started with the hibiscus and ginger blend, drinking 1 cup each morning. By the end of week 3, John noticed his morning erections felt firmer than they had in years. He told me, "Dr. Carter, I thought nothing would work. But after 4 weeks, I felt like I was in my 50s again." Then there's Robert, a 72-year-old teacher who began the Ginkgo and Green Tea Fusion mid-afternoon. He said, "At first I felt a gentle energy lift, but by week 5 I not only slept better, my nighttime performance surprised both me and my wife." And finally, Mr. Alvarez, age 73, who embraced the turmeric and black pepper infusion each evening. He shared, "My joints felt less stiff, and by week 4 I experienced firmer erections without any pharmaceuticals. It was remarkable." These real-life experiences illustrate how botanical compounds support vascular health over time. Still, some men want faster results or occasional reinforcement, especially on days when brewing tea isn't possible. That's where Nitric Boost comes in. Nitric Boost is a clinically tested supplement formulated to enhance nitric oxide production using ingredients like L-citrulline and beetroot extract. When you combine Nitric Boost capsules with your tea regimen, you create a powerful synergy. For example, on a busy morning when you can't brew hibiscus and ginger tea, taking 1 Nitric Boost capsule delivers a targeted dose of nitric oxide precursors. This helps maintain consistent vascular support even on non-tea days. I recommend taking 1 Nitric Boost capsule about 30 minutes before intimacy or late afternoon when you expect to be active. The citrulline in Nitric Boost converts into arginine, fueling nitric oxide synthesis. Beetroot extract further amplifies blood flow by providing dietary nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in the body. As a result, men often report faster onset of firmness when supplementing alongside their tea blends. One patient, Mr. Thompson, age 69, noted that during weekends, when he forgot to brew his morning hibiscus and ginger tea, he took Nitric Boost instead and still experienced impressive results. Of course, safety is paramount. Nitric Boost contains natural ingredients generally well tolerated by healthy seniors, but if you're on medication, especially blood thinners or nitrates, consult your physician before using any supplement. Combining these teas with Nitric Boost should never replace professional medical advice, but rather serve as a complementary strategy to maintain vascular health. In summary, the testimonials of John, Robert, and Mr. Alvarez demonstrate the cumulative benefits of these tea blends over weeks. When paired with Nitric Boost on busy days, you sustain nitric oxide production and vascular support, ensuring your body continues on the path toward firmer, more reliable erections. Final takeaways and viewer engagement. Now that we've explored 3 powerful tea blends, hibiscus and ginger, ginkgo and green, and turmeric and black pepper, and learned how to brew them for maximum effect, let's recap the essential points. First, understand that age-related declines in nitric oxide and endothelial function are reversible targets. By incorporating these teas, consistently drinking hibiscus and ginger each morning, to relax arteries, sipping ginkgo and green in the afternoon, to enhance microcirculation and enjoying turmeric and black pepper in the evening, to combat inflammation, you're providing your vascular system with a steady supply of bioactive compounds. Over 4 to 6 weeks of dedicated use, these botanicals work together to improve arterial flexibility, protect endothelial cells, and support sustained nitric oxide production, ultimately paving the way for firmer, more reliable erections. Equally important, you've seen how precise brewing techniques maintaining the correct water temperatures, steep and simmer times, and quality ingredients ensure you extract the highest concentrations of anthocyanins, catechins, curcumin, and piperine. Remember to stay hydrated throughout the day, follow light exercise routines to keep blood flowing, maintain a balanced diet rich in leafy greens and healthy fats, manage stress through simple breathing or meditation exercises, and prioritize restorative sleep. All these lifestyle factors amplify the tea's efficacy by creating an optimal internal environment for vascular repair. Supplementing with Nitric Boost on busy days adds an extra layer of support. One capsule delivers targeted nitric oxide precursors, L-citrulline, and beetroot extract, bridging any gaps when you can't brew tea. Combined with our botanical regimen, Nitric Boost helps maintain consistent vascular function, ensuring you continue moving toward rock-hard erections even during hectic schedules. As always, consult your physician if you take medications or have underlying health conditions to ensure safe integration. Now it's time for you to take action. Which tea blend are you most excited to try first? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up so other men over 60 can discover these natural strategies. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Next week, I'll guide you through 5 at-home exercises specifically designed to enhance penile blood flow and further boost your sexual health. Thank you for watching, and here's to reclaiming your confidence one cup of tea at a time.